Flamingo Land. It's 12:05. Made the beds and unpacked the shopping, and we're all going on the ride. Shout hello to the camera, Paul. Hello. Shout hello, Lou. Hello. Shout hello, Liam. Hello. Hello. Have a little look around our caravan, everybody.
Nice and posh.
Get calm. Have a look. Show us the kitchen, Matthew. Show everybody the kitchen. That's right.
This is our lovely cafe. Do you want a drink?
Paul! Paul! Paul, wave! Where are you going? What is?
We don't want to walk around the place for about 2 hours. There's the spindle there. And there's the balloons there. They're quite good. Can you see them there, the balloons?
Matthew, I forgot how to switch it off again.
Press the red button.
Paul! Matthew! Paul! Where's Paul? Look, Paul! Liam!
Just a minute. Is there anybody to go hang on?
Fashion must have gone already. Watch on far away now. Yeah, got it. Was it good? Was it good, Carl?
Yeah, it was.
Any line in the phone calls and the
On camera.
I've got my Luke and Carl.
Get in there. Get there.
Don't go in front of the camera. There's Luke, there's Matthew and Carl. It's 9:45 in the morning and they're just looking at the wild mouse to see if it's starting to open. There's the wild mouse. Luke's over near the swings, I'll film him in a minute. There's the waltzers. There's Thunder Mountain. Corkscrew. Flamingo Star.
Isn't the Flamingo Star?
There's the roundabout. Right, the Terrorizer. someone's just knocked me and the camera's just gone all wobbly all over. That's the flamingo star. Someone's just ran in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know where Matthew and Luke have gone.
There's Matthew and Carl over there. They're looking up on the mountain. He's going past the baby elephant right over there. There's a twister going. Twister's going very fast. There's Thunder Mountain.
This is Sandra Wilkinson on secret location at Flamingo Land Zoo, filming what's going to be next year's new big roller coaster. This is the beginnings of it. He's a bison just about to take his first kick at the ball. Here we are at Swan Lake. Oh, I think I've just spotted two ugly ducklings. I mean, beautiful swans heading towards me.
That's up.
dinosaur. Isn't gonna.
Usually I wear a colander when I sing this song. Keeps the flying tomatoes from messing my naturally wavy hair. Oh.
Twice. Earl. Not to interrupt Billy Bob. Earl. Looney Bird. Earl.
Fingers through your hair.
Hey, Rob, be quiet. Oh, everybody, I'm sorry. I seem to have lost control of the show. But I do the right thing. I wish everyone would listen. Hey, come on. Can somebody help? Somebody would please do this.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I can feel the magic in your touch now, baby. And when you're moving closer, that means so much. And I try to understand. Time out is what I'm here for. Game
We have 10 more. We have 1 more.
He doesn't bend his knees, does he?
it is a great story. This little boy was 5. It was his birthday. And because it was his birthday, Mum and Dad had done the bestest thing they could. They had a magic show for him. So, the magician came down with lots of magic, including pulling a rabbit out of a hat. The little boy looked at that. Unfortunately, when the magician went home on the bus, he put his hat aside him on an empty sleeve. He had a short sleeve. When he woke up, someone had sat in his hat and squashed it. Let me show you the hat. Oh, there's the hat, all flattened and squashed. And you know what was so sad about this? Guess who was in the hat at the time? Little Snowy. Oh, well, let me show you Little Snowy. Oh, there he is. Do you know why Little Snowy is now smiling? Because last night he won the lottery, and now he's a millionaire. Yes, he did. I bought his ticket for him. Yes. Now, with the help of the magic clock. A magic clock which I bought many years ago in a place called Venice when I was on my world travels. Oh yes. You ever go to Venice? And 3 magic turns. 1 magic turn, 2 magic turns, and that's all important. 3rd magic turn. Yes, on the 3rd magic turn, the magic takes place. Remember Snowy, the white rabbit? Remember him? Well, look now. It's Blossom, the Wonder Rabbit. Sure. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Corey is magnificent. How can Flamingo Land afford him? I've heard it all before. And now, as I try and change him back into Snowy, as I cut him over the magic clock. One magic turn. 2 magic turns, and that's all important. 3rd magic turn. Yes, on the 3rd magic turn, yes, once again, the magic takes place. Remember Blossom, the Wonder Rabbit? Look at him now. It's changed into Snowy. Any questions? Oh, look at Quaker, I love it, Quaker. What? He thinks it's on the other side. Hang on a minute. Oh, no, it's quite entitled to that opinion, but I'm going to prove he's wrong. At the moment, look, he's Snowy. I'm going to turn him around 2 times. One magic turn and 2 magic turns. Who do you think he is now? He's not white, he's Blossom the Wonder Rabbit, and I'll prove it to you. But first of all, can you go over that dog, sir? Did you see the size of that dog? It was built like a horse. And you know, that was one of the biggest dogs I've ever seen coming here. Oh! And yes, it's gone now, but after 2 magic turns, look, he's changed into Blossom the Wonder Rabbit. Any questions? Yes, any questions about Ed? Who did? Oh, without the clock? Oh, turn it around 1 time? You mean like that, 1 time? Who's it going to be now? Are you sure? Yes. Sure. How do you know? How does he know? How do you know that? Wonderful. Turn what now? Yellow card. Oh, the rabbit one. No. That way then. Oh, backwards, right round. That way now. Oh, you mean this side? Yellow card. Sure. No, sometimes they stick right to the bottom, look, see? There, like that, see? Nah. Hang on. I know what we need. Give the bag a tap. Oops. Yes, that's the bag. And now give the clap with the magic wand. Never fails. Give it a good clap up there. Oh! Not me! There! Oh! Not me, I was pointing to the bag there. Oh! the matter? Where? Why? Really miss them? So complicated. There you go, Matthew. Look at the size of his head. Okay, super duper. Super duper. Oh. Look at that. And he also gets himself, hang on, just a minute. And he also gets himself a super duper certificate that rolls up into a magic wand. Oh. And because it's a thank you, he also gets a £5 note. Oh, well done. You can sit down now and go straight to the seat about the books.
This is my new diner. All my friends are here doing lots of singing and dancing. We're having a party. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Celebrate good times, come on. We're gonna have a good time today. Let's celebrate. It's okay, baby. We're gonna have a good time today. Let's celebrate. It's okay, baby. We're gonna have a good time today. Let's celebrate. It's okay. We're gonna have a good time today. Let's celebrate. It's okay. It's time to get together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on! Yahoo! It's a celebration. Come on, let's see you celebrate. Yahoo! It's a celebration. Hey, I'm enjoying it. Hey, I can't stand this song. I'm off the Kirby Misperton. No matter how hard I try, you keep pushing me to fight, and I can't break through. There's no talking to you. So sad that you're leaving. Take time to believe it. But after all is said and done,
Somebody's calling out, go, got to go. It's an Uncle Earl on his old banjo. The hillbilly ride, hillbilly road, standing light, and away we go. A little bit of moonshine, little bit of me, hillbilly rock, roll with me.
What do you think you're doing? I always tell you, this is my place to stand any time of day. I'm telling you now, I've got to stand here. You hear me?
Grandma's rocking on his rocking chair. Grandma's pretty when she lays down her head. Here comes down the old girl. She spins on the fiddle on the hillbilly rock. The hillbilly rock, hillbilly road, standing light, away we go. A little bit of moonshine, a little bit of me. The hillbilly rock and roll with me.
Sherlock, what are you doing?
My dancing rubbish. I'll show you proper dancing.
Oh, no, you can't.
Oh, yes, I can.
Oh, no, you can't.
Oh, yes, I can. Watch this. Oh, I was enjoying that.
Hillbilly rock, hillbilly road, standing light, away we go. A little bit of moonshine, a little bit of me. Hillbilly rock, roll with me.
A little bit of moonshine, a little bit of me.
Hillbilly rock and
Roll with me.
Tuesday, Thursday, when we get drunk, let's have the fun. We're always here for you. These days are rough. These happy days are yours and mine. These days are rough. Feeling so free. Like gray sky, yellow blue. There's nothing can hold me when I hold you.
The deal is right, it can be wrong. Singing and dancing on we go.
These days are rough. These happy days are yours and mine. These days are rough. Feeling so free.
Hey, come and look at my scratchy boys and girls on a real DJ. You want it again then? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have been watching the Flamingo Land dance and listening to Wade and Georgina. And not forgetting the star of our show, Sherlock Holmes.
Tuesday, Thursday, weekends come, let's have fun. We're always here for you. These days are rough. These happy days are yours and mine. These days are rough. Feeling so free.
Goodbye, everybody. It's time for us to go. I hope you enjoyed our brand new show. Have a great day out and enjoy all the ride. From me and all the gang, goodbye.
These days are rough. These happy days are yours and mine. These days are rough. Feeling so free.
Take care, everybody. See you again soon.
Feeling so free.
I'm definitely going this time. Goodbye. Showtime was produced and directed by Amanda Scales on behalf of Flamingo Land Theme Park and Zoo.
Wave! You, Liam! Get going again then.
No, come on. going down. You switched it on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
No, that's stuffed one, that. Anyway.
They look nice, they look like beautiful fish. They look so nice.
Once you dig meat and you do on your ass. Flap together.
You get the chance to open any box you want. Now, listen to the audience and stand in to help you. There are a few booby prizes in there, and there are a few good prizes as well. Okay? David, choose a number. 2. What? You're going to change your mind to 4. 4. What should he do? Should go for 4. Are you sure? You really want 4? Now you want 8. We'll go through all the numbers again. You're going to stick with 8 or you're going to go with 4? You're going to go with 4. Now, David, this could be absolutely anything. Right, could be absolutely, could be a booby prize, it could be a great prize. Take it out of the box and tell us what it is. It's an empty crisp packet. Off you go, David. Go on. What should you do? Who says go for number 1? Who says no? Not many. Are you going to stick with 1, Mandy? The lot from Liverpool. What should she do? Should stick with 1. They say you should stick with 1. What are you going to do? 1. What have you got, Mandy? What do you mean 2 tickets or why? It's in a soup! Off you go, Mandy! There's still a good prizes in there! It could be any one of them.
Where's Luke? Where's Luke, Matthew? Where? Oh, you're soaked.
Yeah.
Oh. Is your bum wet as well?
Shut up.
Huh?
Shut up. Switch it off.
Go on in the Rockafire thing, Sean, get a bit drier.
Hail, hail, rock and roll. Deliver me from the days of old. The music is hot, get out of your seat. Clap your hands and hold the beat. Shout, shout, let's go. Ding, dang, if that don't bring a smile to your face, just think of my baby.
Yeah.
Well, I can't see anything. Matthew, it's not recording nothing.
Well, then switch it on record then.
Switch it on. Oh, switch it on what?
Record.
It is. Have you took the cap off the front?
Yes, let me. Can you see it?
No.
Has it zoomed out? Yeah, you can see it.
Can't?
Can? The flyers. Look at you. Can't even do it. See you. You've done it all wrong. You just wreck it, you.
I'm going to smash your face in. Matthew, it's not recording anything. All it is a blank. I can't see anything. Ah! I nearly lost it there.
We'll go over the edge in a minute. Wanna go on the ghost train? Pass me phone then.
Which car are they in, at the front or near the back?
What way is that round? We'll have to go and put our stuff in the reception room. No. We'll put our stuff in reception.
Right. I'm ready. Who's that just got in the front?
It's the same one we went on yesterday. Because everyone was shouting. There.
Who was shouting like?
No, I'll pass. I'll let you go.
Okay.
Thank you, yeah. Yeah. Time to look out. Are they at the window? Let me zoom in. caravan on Hawthorne 7. There's Liam and Paul. Where's Carl? Where's Carl? Right, go on, Luke, up there.
There's our mum going to the rides. I think she's going to the Waikiki Wave.
Lovely lake.
Huh?
This is our lovely lake. See the country.
That's the Lake Flamingo. Fell overnight. There's the country chef while we went for our breakfast.
It's a big flag.
Matthew! Ba-ba-bum-bum. Hey, Mr. Caveman, you really got me jumping. Hey, Mr. Caveman, hey, Mr. Caveman.
Anyone else would like to join in? All in, eyes down, your first number.
Don't drive too fast because I won't be able to keep up with you. With camera. Well, that's strange. It's filament, but it's still got battery on, and yet we've just put a new battery in. Hey, Mr. Spaceman. Yee! Really got me something, hey, Mr. Spaceman. Whoa, that was amazing. Steady on. Never do when we get ours for ages, do we? Really got me going. Hey, Mr. Spaceman. Here he comes again. Sterling Moss.
Sterling Moss.
Sterling Moss. Are they near you at the back? Matthew, are they near you at the back?
So you want the reception, eh? The Flamingo Land.
Bye!
Say bye, Flamingo Land.
Bye, Flamingo Land.
Show them.
No.
I'm gonna cover it.
Oh, Mom, there's a car. There's a car.
Don't break it.
Zavallı. Didn't come back then really got flattened by the car.
Been the doctor's got you back.
Hospital?
What is it?
Not I can do. It's either a chop.
Quickly, run around.